Elon Musk sat in the green room of the Tesla headquarters, absent-mindedly tapping his foot against the polished floor. His assistant, Jonah, was busy sorting through a stack of media briefing notes, but Elon wasn't paying much attention. Instead, his mind raced through the past few weeks of chaos, the public backlash, the Tesla boycotts, the social media firestorm. He glanced at his phone where notifications were still rolling in. Some were supportive, messages from loyal Tesla owners and fans, but the majority were harsh, demanding answers for his latest remarks defending Donald Trump's policies and criticizing the recent boycott movement. Jonah cleared his throat, breaking the silence. Elon, the reporters are almost set. The main questions they've submitted focus on the Tesla boycott, your Trump comments, and, well, your tweets. Elon smirked, adjusting his collar. Of course, they never really care about innovation or progress, just the drama. Jonah hesitated. Maybe just take it easy on them this time? Elon raised an eyebrow. Wait, if they can dish it out, they should be able to take it. The intercom crackled. Mr. Musk, we're ready for you in the press room. Taking a deep breath, Elon stood, gave Jonah a pat on the shoulder, and strode out into the hall. The walk was short but purposeful, his footsteps echoing through the corridors of Tesla's futuristic headquarters. As he entered the brightly lit press room, camera flashes erupted like fireworks. The room was packed. Journalists from major networks, tech bloggers, and independent reporters. Elon took his place at the podium, scanned the room, and gave a tight-lipped smile. All right, he began, voice calm yet commanding. Let's get this started. Who's first? A woman from the New York Times raised her hand immediately. Mr. Musk, in light of the recent Tesla boycott movement, how do you respond to claims that your political statements are damaging the company's reputation? Elon shrugged. If making cars that don't pollute and building rockets that expand human possibilities is damaging, then sure. But people who think innovation stops because someone got offended are the real problem. Boycotting a sustainable future because of my opinions? That's pretty dumb. The room buzzed with murmurs. Another journalist from the Washington Post fired off a follow-up. But don't you think your public support for Trump, especially in today's political climate, could alienate your customer base? Elon leaned on the podium, eyes piercing. I support policies that make sense. Trump pushed for reducing regulations that slowed down American manufacturing, something we all benefit from. You don't have to like the guy to acknowledge that. A younger reporter from BuzzFeed chimed in, tone dripping with sarcasm. So, you're saying you endorse Trump's vision for America? Elon smirked. I endorse making things work. Sometimes that means calling out the nonsense from both sides. The real problem is you guys are obsessed with the cult of personality. Try focusing on facts sometime. The tension in the room thickened. One older journalist from NBC cleared his throat. Your recent tweets criticizing the boycott movement as performative nonsense have been labeled as insensitive. Are you not concerned that dismissing legitimate public backlash could hurt Tesla's brand? Elon's expression hardened. Public backlash is only legitimate when it's rooted in truth, not mob mentality. People can be angry all they want, but when they're angry based on manipulated headlines and fake outrage, I'll call it out. He straightened up, eyeing the rows of reporters. It's fascinating how you all push this narrative that I'm the one out of touch. You write hit pieces, cherry-pick quotes, and then act surprised when people push back. Guess what? People are smarter than you think. They're tired of your twisted storytelling. The room fell silent for a moment. One reporter from The Guardian tried a different approach. But what about your comments regarding Trump supporters? You said that many of them were smarter than the so-called intellectuals claiming to know better. Are you implying that intellectual criticism of Trump lacks merit? Elon's eyes flashed with irritation. I'm saying that dismissing people because they don't fit your coastal elitist mold is intellectually lazy. I've met factory workers who can break down complex problems better than some of the so-called experts you people idolize. I'm tired of this narrative that blue-collar Americans are inherently ignorant. It's condescending and, frankly, wrong. Just then, a reporter from CNN raised his hand, visibly agitated. Mr. Musk, Are you suggesting that the media should just ignore Trump's problematic rhetoric? Elon didn't hold back. No, I'm suggesting that you stop treating every tweet like a national crisis while real issues get buried. You think my opinions are controversial? Some of the reporters looked uncomfortable, while others feverishly typed on their laptops. The tension peaked when a young journalist from Vice sneered, "Do you just hate the media, Mr. Musk?" Elon gave a half smile. "No, just bad journalism. Big difference." Before anyone could interject, he raised his hand. "Look, I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make progress. If you want to boycott that, be my guest." History doesn't remember the critics. It remembers the creators. The cameras kept rolling, capturing the intense back and forth as Elon remained unshaken, unapologetic. Reporters exchanged glances, some visibly annoyed, others almost admiring his bluntness. As the conference wound down, Elon made one last statement. "If people want to hate me for speaking my mind, go ahead. But don't act surprised when the world keeps changing without your permission. You're not the gatekeepers of progress. You're just the commentators. Big difference." And with that, he stepped down from the podium, giving the room one last glance before walking out, leaving behind a room full of stunned silence and a wave of tweets that would soon set the internet on fire. As Elon exited the podium to take a brief break, Jonah rushed over with a slightly panicked look. Elon, just a heads up. They're getting more hostile. Social media is already blowing up, and some reporters are planning to corner you on the Trump stuff. They're saying your comments are reckless." Elon glanced at him, completely unfazed. "Reckless? Speaking the truth is reckless now? That's exactly why I'm doing this. They've been coddled for too long." Jonah bit his lip. "I'm just saying, they're out for blood. Maybe ease up a bit." Elon didn't respond, just adjusted his collar and walked back onto the stage. The reporters had become more animated during his brief absence. Some were chatting among themselves, exchanging notes and theories on how to catch Musk off guard. As he took his place again, they instantly fell silent, ready for round two. Greg Hansen from The New Yorker shot his hand up. Elon pointed at him. "Mr. Musk, you've openly defended Trump's economic policies. But what about the divisive rhetoric that comes along with it? Don't you think supporting someone who is seen as polarizing damages your own reputation?" Elon leaned on the podium, his gaze unwavering. "What damages my reputation is listening to people who think that agreeing with someone on a single issue means endorsing everything they have ever said or done. Trump pushed for deregulation that allowed American companies, including Tesla, to innovate faster. I support that. Doesn't mean I have to endorse every tweet or speech. You guys are obsessed with reducing people to one-dimensional caricatures." A reporter from The Atlantic cut in, not bothering to wait his turn. "But you do realize that supporting Trump, even partially, alienates progressive customers who value social justice, right?" Elon gave a wry smile. "Progressive customers who want to save the planet but are willing to boycott an electric car company because I said something they don't like? That's not social justice. That's selective outrage. They should rethink their priorities." Some reporters chuckled, while others visibly bristled. A young woman from NPR jumped in. "Elon, it's not just about Tesla. It's about you becoming a symbol for what many consider harmful ideology. Shouldn't you, as a public figure, be more careful with your words?" Elon folded his arms, his tone sharpening. "Careful with my words? Like when you guys wrote that hit piece calling me an unhinged billionaire for questioning government lockdowns? Or when you labeled Tesla workers as oppressed without ever setting foot in our factories? You throw labels around without accountability, and when I call it out, I'm the one who's reckless?" The woman opened her mouth to respond, but Elon held up a hand. "Save it. If you're more interested in my Twitter feed than the future of clean energy, you're in the wrong room." The tension was tangible. A voice from the back piped up. Paul Wilkins from Vice. "Is that a threat, Mr. Musk? Are you implying journalists shouldn't question your opinions?" Elon's eyes narrowed. "I'm implying that if your job is to question, maybe do it responsibly. Making up narratives to push an agenda isn't journalism. It's storytelling, fiction. If that's what you're into, write novels. A buzz of whispers swept through the room. Some journalists looked genuinely angry now, but Elon didn't back down. A reporter from MSNBC raised his voice. Why are you so defensive? You sound more like a politician than a CEO. Elon chuckled. Defensive? No, I just don't tolerate lazy thinking. You want to know why Tesla succeeds? It's because we focus on results, not opinions. You guys write stories, I build things. That's the difference. Then came the real firestorm. A seasoned political journalist from The Guardian took the mic, voice sharp. So let me get this straight, man. You think supporting Trump's economic policies is worth ignoring his dangerous rhetoric? Do you just not care how that looks to the world? Elon's smile faded. I care about logic. I care about efficiency. I care about not letting personal feelings dictate public policy. Trump's policies helped American manufacturing. You might hate the guy, but denying progress because you don't like the personality behind it, that's irrational. The journalist pressed on. But by defending him, you're also aligning with Elon cut him off. Let me stop you right there. You want to know what really damages progress? Mob mentality, groupthink, condemning innovation because you're offended. You're all so obsessed with moral superiority that you forget what actually improves people's lives. Grow up. The room was electric, some reporters furiously typing while others stared at Elon in stunned silence. Suddenly, another journalist from HuffPost blurted out, "Are you just trying to be controversial for attention?" Elon smirked. Says the guy from a platform that churns out clickbait daily. No, I'm being honest because that's what real leadership looks like. Not pandering, not hiding behind focus groups, just saying what needs to be said. At that moment, an older journalist from Reuters cautiously raised his hand. Do you worry about how these statements might affect Tesla's stock value? Elon glanced at him. I worry about a future where CEOs are afraid to speak their minds because the media can't handle uncomfortable truths. If people want to sell their stocks because I said something honest, that's their choice. But I'm not here to please you. I'm here to build things that matter. Then came a voice that pushed Elon's patience to the limit. A journalist from the Daily Beast snickered and said, You know, for a guy who claims to be a genius, you sure seem clueless about PR. Elon gestured towards the exit. If you're just here to throw insults, you're welcome to leave. I didn't come here to argue with people who aren't willing to listen. If your goal is to provoke, go tweet about it outside. A few reporters clapped. Others looked annoyed. The air was thick with confrontation, but Elon didn't falter. Jonah, standing at the side, watched with a mix of admiration and anxiety. This wasn't a typical PR-controlled press conference. It was raw, unfiltered Musk, challenging the media head-on. As the tension reached its peak, Elon gave a final statement. You can hate me all you want. You can criticize my methods, my words, my choices. But while you're doing that, I'll keep building things that move humanity forward. You can complain, but you can't stop progress. With that, Elon walked off, leaving the room buzzing with energy and controversy. The journalists scrambling to craft headlines that would barely capture the whirlwind they just witnessed.